Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's Donnie B all day, the tatted veteran. So I'm going to do a versus today, and you could read what it is, so there's no point in holding out the beauty of the steel. A versus between two tops powerhouses. You have the Operator 7 and the Prather War Bowie. To do that so you can see it. Now we're talking about blade lengths that are extremely similar, but blade thicknesses that clearly are not. Overall lengths are probably a 1/4 inch difference. I have all the specs below me, so let's actually check some of these out. Looking at the Operator 7, with a retail value of $240, shop around. With a retail value of $240, we are looking at an overall length of 12.5 inches. How do I not memorize this? 12.5 inches with a blade length of 7.25, with a cutting edge of 6.5, with a blade thickness of 310. Woo-wee! We have a 1075 steel with the acid rain finish, and the handle is micarta, tan canvas micarta with black G10, and you have got to love it. There is the tan micarta, and there's the black G10, and it is, look how thick that is. It is gorgeous. The sheath is black Kydex. It is a dangler, and it was designed by Leo Espinoza. So let's put that down, and let's go over the Prather War Bowie. His name is right in the blade. All right, so let's go over the Prather. So we're looking at an overall length of 12.63, so just a little bit longer, with a blade length of 7.25, exactly the same. Blade thickness of a 1/4 inch, 0.25. You are looking at 1095 steel with black traction coating. The handle material is black linen micarta, and you do have these beautiful spacers with the Rocky Mountain tread. Gotta love that. And you are, let's see, designer Jeff Prather. We have the sheath material is black ballistic nylon. Now, before we get into these blades, let's get into these sheaths and see which I would prefer. Now, as far as from the belt, which one hangs longer, this one obviously does. I am not a dangler fan, but if I had to take one of these sheets, it would be this one, because I just like this better. You have plenty of stuff, plenty of mounting holes, so you could put your ferro rods and your strikers and all your doodads and he-dads and what-dads. You could also take off your belt keeper and strap this directly to your bag and tie it down, making the molly not so much needed because you have all these nice little tie-down holes and stuff holding holes. It fits really well. It is a friction hold, so your knife is going absolutely nowhere. I do like that. Here, this one has a gear pouch. Again, you can strap gear, or you probably, if you're going out and you have a belt knife, you're going to have pockets. Not too many belt pants or shorts come without a pocket. And you can also carry stuff in your bag if that's what you're going to do. They always come with your survival whistle. This is, I've said it before, I'll say it again, this is not your rape whistle, because if you are being raped, the whistle is not exactly the first thing you're going to grab, right? So this is a help me, I'm stuck in a canyon whistle, not a holy crap, someone's fingers are in my bung whistle. So that's how that is. This one does have double strapping, which I found out a while back. Somebody let me know that the double straps mean it's jump capable. I mean, I guess if you're going on a local skydive with your Prather, yeah, but if you're in a plane where you're on your way to a jungle destination somewhere and all of a sudden there's a problem with the plane and you grab a parachute, the first thing the jump master isn't going to do is say, hey, you don't have 2 straps on your operator 7, you can't jump. Not going to happen. That's only for mil spec. So if you're jumping military, that counts. If you're not jumping military, that doesn't count. So get that out of the way right away. But here's my issue with these sheaths, because I am not a fan. Why do you need that much more sheath than the blade? Why? I don't understand why it's necessary to have an additional 2.5 inches of sheath when your blade is only this long. It makes more sense to have a nice tight package, and it does have a water drain hole, so that is good. All right, so let's get into these grips. This grip is contoured. Whoa, very nice. It is very thick. It has to be because this blade is a cinder block. It is huge. It's huge. The grip it offers is a steady, firm hold. Now, one thing with the G10 is while the G10 does offer like a gradient, it's grippy, and turning it in your hand, it's going to take a lot to get that thing turning. It is fairly smooth when considering a Rocky Mountain tread. So you'd say, oh, well, then if you have better grip pattern on the actual scales, then that must be a better grip. The problem with this is I can turn it in my hand if I squeeze really hard, because not that it's round or anything, but because it tapers from a really nice thick area here, which gives me a full grip to where my forefinger, when I'm in a full grip, my forefinger right here isn't touching anything. Look, I can stick a finger in there. Boop. My grip is on there. I'm holding it. And I have space to stick something in here, where this one, I don't. It's just completely covered in grip. And that's the one thing about the tapering grip I don't like. If you have very long hands, very big hands, the pinky area is going to feel great. But as you get closer to the blade, you're losing something in that grip. And that's where the grip fails me. Now, when I bought these knives, I bought them because I saw them like anybody else would and said, that right there is the sweetest knife design I've ever seen aside from mine. And I think, I know I need this knife. So I got this knife. And I had all these high expectations. I mean, it was like, oh, I want that so bad. It's going to be the greatest fighting knife I've ever felt. It's going to have this great weight and weight distribution and feel to it. And then I put it in my hand and I loved it. I loved it. But did I love it? And that's the difference right there, because I love this knife. This is phenomenal. This is better than 90% of the knives you might own. But there's better. There's better. Is it this one? Well, when I put this one in my hand, well, first, when I saw this one, I said, that's dope. So I knew right away, I'm like, this is a combat knife. You look at this thing, this is combat wilderness, right? It's got that long clip point, so you know it's a fighting knife because it's got that long Bowie shape. And I get really excited over it, and I'm thinking, hey, it's also looking like a survival knife. It's kind of got like a dual threat going on, where this one, you look at it and you think straight up combat. But this is a phenomenal survival knife. It's a great knife. When I saw it, I said, holy crap, I want that knife. No, I need that knife. And it was another one of those things where I saw this design and I said, holy crap, that design is serious. That is serious design right there. And it was instant love affair. And so when I got it in my hand, I thought, oh my God, this feels so good. It's nice and comfortable. And then I thought, well, how's the weight distribution for combat fighting? And it's pretty much the same with this one, to the point where if I get into a fight with either of these knives, if I happen to be in a spot where I need to defend myself with one of these against person, cougar, bear, Bigfoot, aliens, I'm walking away. I'm walking away, not away from the fight, like as in I'm not taking part. I'm like conceding. No, I'm walking away because there's some bloody mess sitting right next to me that I just created with one of these. But would they be my choice for a fighting knife? Out of these two, I mean, it's easy to pick which one I would want as a fighting knife. But overall, there are choices out there where weight distribution and just the ability to use in combat, it just succeeds these. They're better. But that doesn't make these bad. And that's where we're at right here. Which one, if I could only have one, which one would I keep? And that is our video today. Which one would you keep out of these? And for that, we can't decide. This isn't a sit down in a room deciding factor. This is a go outside and maybe whack at something deciding factor. So let's go do that. All right, so to figure out which one would be my keeper, especially as far as, you know, if I need to defend myself, which one would I need, which one would I want, which one would I use? I figure we're going to use a little combat ready tree, and we are going to figure out which one has the better feel when it comes to striking. So I wanted to do a little something different with these, because if you want to see the full test, look at the videos. I did videos on both these knives where I completely went through them. So now we're going to talk about just your basic strikes. So basic downward strike, I mean, it feels good. It just feels good. Swinging down, use your body, boom. Now if I'm going to use the other one, boom. Now this one's coming at a different angle, so it might not break as easy. Boom, right? But it's coming down, and I can feel when I swing the knife is coming with me. It's not fighting me. It's not wanting to go in a different direction, right? So now what we're going to do is we're going to do kind of an up strike where you're coming under, and it's basically kind of a flick at the end. So you're up, boom, up, boom, up, boom, right? So it's just a nice kind of uppercut with a side twist. That's going to be an under the chin type job, and that feels very good in both hands. So determining what feels better coming down, what feels better going up, it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to figure out, you know, the feel of both feel pretty good. They feel like they could be better. Like, I'm trying to explain it in a way where momentum versus shift, right? And the momentum, the blade carries itself momentum wise. The shift is the momentum while my body is in motion. So, right? So here, momentum versus shift. The momentum of the blade by itself does a great job, but it's accentuated with the motion of the body. And how these blades move with the body makes a huge difference. And I feel that when I'm swinging the Operator 7, you know, it comes with me a lot better than the Prather, right? It's just in the shift, it's because of the grip, because, I mean, it's kind of hard to say the angle, but it is because it's kind of a recurve. So, bam, you see that where it's just, bam, it's just devastating. Where the Prather, where it gets me is when I strike, when I make contact in certain angles, the blade shifts. It does this a little bit. And I find the end of the choil hitting me in the thumb, right? And that's only in shift. if I'm just swinging, that doesn't happen with the Prather. It's in the shift. And unless you have somebody, an enemy, who's standing there and letting you do this to him, and you don't have to, you know, he doesn't have to defend himself and there's no body movement, I mean, that won't come into play, but it's just not possible that that's going to happen. So here, the jabs, I find because of the spear point, I'm able to be on track. And you can see I'm hitting it every time, right? Every single time. Now, if I'm going to jab with the Prather, this does have a clip point, throwing the tip off, and I can tell right away, there we go, I'm hitting less tip and more of the actual edge. Let's try this left-handed. So, and it's the same, here we go. So now I'm on target, maybe, there we go, half the time. So half the time with this one, I'll try this one righty, and righty, there we go, I'm more comfortable even right-handed throwing this one, because the center of purpose, right? Not the center of gravity, the center of purpose, where it's the purpose of aim. The center of purpose on this blade is dead straight, where this one is not. So for jabs, I know that I can tip better with the operator. With the operator, from uppercuts and downwards, I have a better grip. It just stays better in the hand. So now I want to do full hooks. He's leaving. Whoops, it went over the fence. Full hooks, again, they both, because you're hitting belly of the blade, they both track very, very well on the hook. And it comes down again to the shift. This one, with the shift, felt flawless. It felt great. On the shift with this one, I felt just a little bit of movement. So it really gives me a good idea on what I'd be looking at in a defensive situation. If a person, you know, well, first of all, a person's skin is not like this. So will I get as much turning with this one as I would if this was an enemy, like a person? And the answer is no, I wouldn't. They would fall with a lot less restriction, right? It would just be, see ya, you're done. But the fact, you know, if somebody's wearing body gear, some kind of armor, right? If they're coming at you and they have some kind of vest on, I tore that thing up. If they have some kind of vest on, you're going to be meeting resistance, right? So it's important that when you're swinging for defensive purposes, it's important, really, really important, that the grip stays very, very well in hand. And I have to say that for defensive purposes and offensive purposes, if I had to have just one, I would have the Operator 7 without a doubt. Just the overall grip and feel. You have protection in the handguard on both sides, really locking your hand in place, where here you have this wonderful choil. There's no spine guard, which really isn't necessary, but it is on this one because of the tapering. If this was a full handle right here, if you had a full grip, then you wouldn't have sliding. But because once you're in that choil, there's nothing here, it really, really affects the grip in this knife. Now, could I not recommend this knife? Could I say that this knife is not worth having? No, this thing is a beast. It's awesome. It's just a great, great knife. This one is a better knife. It's just a better design. It's better made for what you would need a knife like this for, right? This isn't the knife that you choose when you're out shopping for a camp knife. This isn't the knife you choose when you're out looking for a fishing knife. This isn't that knife. But when you're talking about combat applications, then this knife is a great choice. That makes this knife not a bad choice. One just has to be better, right? Well, sometimes you miss. Hey, it's stuck in. Hey, it almost stuck in me. Maybe I need to change this grip. Oh, that was there. Hey, it's stuck in the ground. Look at this one. Look at this one. That spear tip really worked. Really worked. Let's see. I'm trying to throw down. You know, I'm going to call the excuse what it is. I'm throwing toward the ground. But, oh, man. Oh, I see what's happening. I'm trying to throw down, and my targets aren't at the angle of my throw. They're kind of flat. There we go. I was too close. I was too close. I noticed that the blade wasn't getting around to the point where I needed it. So I just took 2 steps back. And voila. They both throw really nice once you get to the right spot. Whew, here they are. Guys, if you want a really good, really good, I'm gonna have to, looks like I'm getting a phone call. I'll get it in a minute. Who cares? Who cares? I got you guys. I got you guys. All right, so here we have them. Here we have them in all of their beautiful bladed glory, right? These two are spectacular knives. They really are. They're fantastic. Nitpicking and finding things to complain about, I mean, if you don't do that, then what kind of reviewer are you? You know, you got to be realistic. No matter how much I love something, I have to be realistic, and I have to tell the truth. And the truth is told. As far as swinging a blade and carrying it with your body, man, this Operator 7 is no joke. It's just no joke. This guy right here, that'll win me a fight any day. This guy right here will win me the next fight too. It's just badass. So there it is. If I could have only one, this would be it. But luckily I'm D-Bad and I get to have 2. So that's it for me. I'm Donnie B all day. Until next video.